Why India?
My journey to India started when...
And what is your ambition? Where do you want to head to?
I was hoping you will not ask this question.
Welcome
to the Unexpected Heroes podcast that sheds light on interesting people around the world. But today, we are not interviewing any guest.
We're interviewing ourselves. I heard.
Because we haven't introduced ourselves yet.
True.
Right?
I think that's a nice opportunity for us to get to know each other more.
Yes.
And our listeners, the people who are watching, who are listening, to learn more about us.
Yes. And I have so many questions to you too. You are very interesting people.
No.
Yourself.
I'm not so interesting. You're more interesting than me.
No.
You're this, I'm this.
Let's see who is more interesting.
Good.
All right. Okay. So first,
Yep.
you're gonna interview me.
I think that's better. Let's
Okay.
start. Ladies first.
Okay. Ask me anything.
So, let's start with the basics. Right?
Okay.
Why are you in India? Why are you sort of, got so many, 4 million followers on India? Why? Tell me about your journey. Why India?
Okay. So, my journey to India started when I decided to major in Hindi language in Osaka University.
I see.
Okay. When Japanese people take entrance exam to the university, we have to decide which kind of subject we study when we are in high school, right? So in high school, I didn't know what to do. Till high school, I was dancing ballet, and my dream was only one, to be a ballet dancer.
Can you stop there?
Yeah.
I mean, from dancing ballet to Hindi, it
Yes.
doesn't make sense.
I know.
You have hundreds and hundreds of subjects, and why Hindi?
I know. It's a long story, so bear with me. So I started dancing ballet when I was 3, and then I continued practicing till when I was 16, and I wanted to be a ballet dancer.
Wow.
But when I was in high school, I realized that I was not good enough to be a good ballet dancer, and I decided to, stop pursuing that dream.
Okay.
Now, I don't know what to do in my life because, I don't know any other things.
But you're still so young.
Yeah, I was young.
You're still young too.
Oh, thank you so much. Then, my father recommended me to study Hindi because, my father used to be a Himalayan climber.
Amazing.
He used to go to India and he loved India very much. And his friend also majored in Hindi. He eventually became a diplomat. And he knew that.
Wow.
So he recommended me to study Hindi so that I can have bright future, interesting future. And also India itself is a very interesting country. He, talked a lot about how diverse the India was, how fast developing the India is. And then I did some research and realized that it actually makes sense because India and Japan have a good relationship. Also, there is another reason. Osaka University is actually the third best university in Japan.
Very famous university.
Yes, but the Hindi major was not that difficult to enter. So if I, could enter that, when I do the job hunting, I can say, I'm from Osaka University.
Which is amazing.
Yeah, actually, it was very strategic, great decision because now I am enjoying that status. So all that considered, I decided to study Hindi.
But obviously, the university is very famous.
Yeah.
And they have maybe hundreds of courses. And I'm sure there's a specific standard. I mean, it's a very high reputed university.
Yeah.
So in that respect, the choices that you have made are interesting because if it wasn't for Hindi, maybe you would not be here working in India.
I know.
What I mean.
Yes, I'm proud of myself. Back then, I still don't know how great decision I made when I was in high school. So I'm happy about it.
But it's like it's a big decision you made when you were just entering. This process of applying to university. In fact, actually, our daughter, who is now 15, is now thinking what to do.
Oh.
It's a very interesting time when you're getting ready for university.
Yeah.
But when I look at our daughter, she's like, okay, I want to do this, I want to do that. Maybe I want to go to UK. But she's like, okay, everybody's not so sure, right? But then at the same time, I think life is you have to decide.
Yeah.
So this decision, I think this decision was maybe the best decision you made in order
Yeah.
for you to be here.
Yes.
4 million followers on
I know.
on your Instagram, etc. This is amazing, right?
Yes. Now I feel that I made a good decision. But back then I was not very sure.
Sure, yeah.
Because I didn't know much about India. So when I decided to study Hindi, I hadn't.
Had you visited India
No,
before?
no.
That's crazy.
I know, that's crazy. So I still remember, I was worried if I can like India, if I can study, Hindi well while preparing for the entrance exam. So I was very nervous about it. But no, I have to make decision. Also, in Japan, there are some people who study in college,
Yes.
but basically they get the status of graduation of the college, but the major will not be useful after
Their
graduation.
their work.
Yes.
Okay.
So there are many university students in Japan who enjoy, the club activities or part-time job,
right.
but they don't actually study very hard. In Japan, entering the university is harder than graduation. I have my elder sister, and that's why I kind of knew what the university is like. And some students are like that. They don't study very well in the college, but they just graduate and then they get the job.
Okay.
I didn't want to be like that. I wanted to have some knowledge that will be useful in future when I graduate. And I thought learning language will definitely, be a skill.
Open up your doors.
Yes,
Yeah.
Something that, the weapon for
I
the
see.
future.
Right.
So that was also one reason.
Okay, so you made the decision, and now you're saying it's actually the best decision ever.
Yeah.
But why is it the best decision ever? Give me 3 things which you feel as though this is the best decision ever.
Very difficult
But good question, no?
Yes, very good question. So first of all, I think Hindi is very unique language. Unique in the sense that it's widely spoken, but not many foreigners study because English is enough to do business in India.
Sure.
So most of the foreigners in India only speak English, not
Sure.
Hindi or any other local Indian
Right,
languages. And that is why speaking Hindi stands out.
It's like a advantage.
Yes, it's a huge advantage. Of course, I don't need Hindi to probably conduct business. But when it comes to, getting close with the people,
deeper
local,
relationship.
yes, Hindi is absolutely necessary, in my opinion, to understand the culture.
I see.
The things, philosophy behind the culture.
I see.
And especially when I'm doing, content creation,
Right.
I need to grasp the people's heart, not only giving the information, but I need to communicate in a deeper level. And
Which
for
you
that,
can only do with Hindi.
yes, I feel, native language has this power to actually address not only, the knowledge or the brain, but to the heart. So that's what I feel.
I think, and maybe just to think, for example, Prime Minister Modi, I think speaks mostly now in Hindi.
Yeah, right.
Which I think is very telling because my friend is actually the translator,
Oh,
interpreter
okay.
for Modi-san. And then I think the people who are listening maybe feel a deeper connection with the leader or the person who's speaking.
Right.
Interesting.
So that's one reason.
thing.
And another thing is, India itself is, in my opinion, very interesting country.
Sure.
So now, in a cultural level, also the economy level, India is very special country for Japan or in general because it has, the most population,
Growing economy.
growing economy, and have good relationship with Japan. So when I'm doing this YouTuber, I could have become, French-speaking YouTuber or Mongolian language speaking YouTuber. But I think Hindi-speaking YouTuber has a lot of things to offer to the society because India and Japan have good relationship, but
Right.
not many informations are available on YouTube.
And there's very few people like you who
Yes.
speak perfect Hindi
Yes.
and can communicate to a deeper level
Yes.
to not only Indians with Hindi,
Yeah.
but you can also speak Japanese with the
Yeah.
Japanese,
Yeah.
which is obviously resonating deeply with
Yes.
the Japanese.
Yes.
Amazing.
So that's second. I think the third one, I would say I can enjoy Hindi Bollywood movies
I see.
because I love it. So I think that's also
so that you can watch without watching the subtitles.
yes. So that's one of my, biggest entertainment in life. So that's another reason.
So
Right.
can I just ask you just a follow-up question on that?
Yeah.
Do you dream in Hindi? When you sleep, do you dream in Hindi?
Not really. Yeah, I sometimes think in Hindi, but I think I did once or twice, but not usually.
Yeah, because the thing is, for me, I speak a little bit of French. I speak a little bit of, well, English and Japanese, a little bit of French, right? And people always ask me, so what do you dream in,
right.
English, or do you dream in French? But
Right.
actually, for you, I don't know. You also speak three languages, like Hindi,
Yeah.
Japanese, and English.
Yes.
But I don't know what language I'm thinking in.
Oh,
You
you
know
don't
what
know?
I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I'm very sure. Well, yeah.
You know what I mean?
It
Because
depends,
the
right?
the thought process, and like this, like the best friends that I have in Kobe, I switch between English and Japanese,
Okay.
and sometimes I add French.
Oh, that's
So
interesting.
those are the like friends who I used to go to high school. So some of them speak French, English, Japanese, and Kobe man. Also, you know what I mean? So
Yeah, right,
I
right.
speak four languages.
Right.
No, but what I'm trying to say is that this thinking in a language does it make a difference in your thinking? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I don't know how to express it very well.
Yeah, I understand. So I don't know if change is the thinking process, but certainly, depending on what I am feeling or what I am thinking, the language switches. For example, if I'm talking like normal things, I think in Japanese. But when I'm angry, I often think in English because the
Really?
English language is more direct
Okay.
compared to Japanese language. So when I want to say, bad things about something, thinking, what the hell is this? Then sometimes I'm thinking in English because
But you're
like
thinking, but you're also speaking in English there, right? Maybe. Only maybe you're thinking
speaking to
English.
myself.
I
Yeah.
see. I see.
So for complaining, I think I use English more to think because in Japanese language, I'm not used to, saying bad things in Japanese.
But then how about Hindi? What do you think in Hindi?
When I'm thinking about, I'm hungry.
Really?
Yeah, some like
Not
मुझे
Japanese
भूख
or
लगी है.
English, but Hindi. When you think you're hungry, you're thinking Hindi. That's very interesting.
I often I still remember when I was riding the bicycle in Osaka when I was in college, when I was studying Hindi. The first thing I thought in Hindi was, I'm hungry.
Really?
Yes,
How do you say that in Hindi?
मुझे भूख लगी है. मुझे भूख लगी है यार. I was thinking in Hindi while riding bicycle and then realized, okay, I just thought in Hindi.
That's
that was
amazing.
something,
That's great,
I was
great.
happy because now I started thinking in Hindi, right?
Okay. Well, that really brings me very nicely to the next question, is because you and I also love food, and yesterday we were having a nice restaurant experience in Japan. But for example, Indian food is so popular in Japan,
Right.
Indian food is popular globally. What is your favorite Indian foods, and why? And maybe you can tell us a little bit about your journey about getting to know more about Indian food in your experience.
My absolute favorite food is aloo paratha
Okay.
at my homestay family.
Okay. Wow.
Aloo paratha, maybe the foreign audience don't know. It's like you know naan, right? Naan, but usually in India it is more common to eat something made of wheat flour, not the flour. So aloo paratha is like roti, and there is the potato inside, like masala potato.
Cooked potato, right?
Yes. I love eating in a restaurant, eating outside on the street, but the homestay families, घर का खाना हम बोलते हैं. It's like homemade food. It's amazing.
Okay.
So-
This is in Mumbai, right?
Yeah, in Mumbai.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So that's one of your favorite. But I think last time you were also eating a lot of like biryanis
Yes.
and dosas. And
Yeah.
maybe maybe you can tell us about the diversity of food that is in
Okay.
India and what you like.
Okay. I love dosa from South, masala dosa with coconut chutney.
Wow.
And also in North, obviously I love butter chicken. I know it's cliche, but it's really good. Pani puri.
Pani puri.
Again, this is a street food.
Snack.
Snack. So the beauty of India is that everywhere you go, you can get the different kinds of food and you can enjoy so many varieties. And I love trying all of them. So yeah, but mainly घर का खाना, homemade food, or the street food are my
nice.
pop
So
favorite.
tell us a little bit about what you think makes Indian food unique versus Japanese food. What is the difference? Because I'm sure you love Japanese food, you love Indian food, but then somebody's from Japan coming to India, or so Indians going to Japan. Obviously, they will see different things that they like. But what do you think that makes Indian food so delicious, and how is it different from Japanese cuisine?
What I get always surprised is like veg Indian food.
Vegetarian
Indian food. How come you can make this tasty food without using any non-veg, things? Because in Japanese food, there are some veg food, but I feel like I never get completely satisfied with the veg Japanese food because the essence of Japanese food is dashi and often
With
uses
stock. Fish stock.
fish or also like the meat is
Meat
also
stock,
amazing,
yeah.
right? But in India you can make something with masales. It's amazing. Like I just can't understand how come you can make this taste without non-veg. So that's what I always get surprised. And also, I think the Indian food is all about love. So when I say like homemade food,
It's all about love.
It's all about love. And I go to restaurants, it's tasty, but I always prefer the house, like homemade food. Or I recently visited two villages in Bihar and in Nagaland.
I see.
And they cooked everything from scratch with, not even like a gas, with the actual fire,
Okay, wow.
charcoal. And that was so tasty. And it takes so much effort and time. Nowadays in Japan, even though if someone is having a house party or something, you can't really put so much effort and time for preparing the food. It's like in modern Japanese society, it is not really expected and we are not used to it. But the Indian people love cooking food from scratch for the guests with lots of love and time. So that's something I feel is very
Amazing.
special.
So I just let me touch on it since this question was not in my original list.
Okay.
But you talked about love,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So there's many types of love, right?
Yeah. Are you gonna ask me if I
Yeah.
had an Indian boyfriend?
No. There's many types of love, right? Is your definition of love, as in your feeling of love in India versus love in Japan, is that different or is it similar?
I think it's, of course, we are humans, so we share something in common. But what I feel different in Indian love is the love between families, family members. I feel Indian people are more close to each other, not only family, friends also. So, for example, in Indian family, it is very common to talk every day with their parents. But in Japan, that's not common. I mean, I recently started talking with my mom a lot more than the before because I learned from India that it is.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah,
So you learned,
it is
you
important.
brought something from India back
Yes,
home
yes.
to Japan in your life.
Yes,
Amazing.
yes. So before, associating with India, I felt like talking to my parents every day sounds like, mama's boy or mama's like girl. So it's like, you haven't reached the independence from parents. But
It's not like that.
that's not actually true. So that is, commonly shared understanding in Japan, but that's not right in my opinion. So that's what India is great about. I think that they value the family a lot, and they always care about each other, and that also applies between friends too. So I feel like in Japan, for example, if you text someone, how are you? For the sake of asking how are you, that sounds crazy. Like, why are you wasting my time by asking how are you? Like, what's the matter? But in India, sometimes not asking those questions in like normal basis, and then whenever you have something you want from that person, you say how are you, and that might be taken as rude because you are not maintaining this friendship, but you only message me whenever you want something from me. You know, the thought process is,
It's quite
I
different,
think,
yeah,
different.
yeah.
So in India, between friends and families, they keep in touch more than the Japanese people. I think that's great.
Nice, right?
Yes,
That's nice.
that's great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. Let's say life is this long, okay?
Okay. Okay.
And I think your life is maybe around this, right? You've achieved so much already, and maybe
No, not really, but
No, I
like
think so.
I'm
I
30,
think you
so
have- no, I think you've really achieved a lot. Let's say you're here, and then life is like this, quite
Okay.
long, right? So obviously, a year ago when we met,
yeah.
we could not imagine that we're having
Right.
a podcast together, right?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things, as you were saying, that things you cannot imagine, but then you kind of start doing it. But so successful in your first, say, 30 years.
Oh, thank you.
And if life was this long, and we never know, right? How long life, we are so blessed with. So just living gives us a lot of joy. But you're doing, YouTubing, you're doing sort of content creation. You're kind of already an ambassador between India and Japan.
I'm trying to be. Yeah.
No, you
Thank
are.
you.
And you're in the different spaces like culture, food, maybe even some discussions between India and Japan with ambassadors, whatever the case may be. Here, right? And you're also dancing, you're doing all of that. What do you see the future? What is your vision of success? Where do you want to go? Because you've already done so much.
Yeah.
And
No,
in a
not
very
really.
short period
Yeah.
of time, if I may say. So, what is your ambition? What is your definition of success? Where do you want to head to?
Yes, I did. I was hoping you will not ask this question because I don't have a solid answer for it.
It's okay. It's okay.
But that's just so I didn't expect to be a YouTuber in the first place. I just got.
That's why you're also an unexpected hero, in a sense.
Thank you.
No, it's amazing. No, because I didn't think about it as well. But the thing is, our topic is about unexpected things happening in life. Right?
Yeah. So it was quite unexpected. So I didn't expect to study Hindi in the first place, but I did, and then I got the job in normal consulting firm after graduation. But somehow I became a YouTuber, and now I'm a full-time YouTuber. But in future, I don't think I can continue being this character of YouTuber forever. Obviously, everything changes. But one thing I'm enjoying is helping Japanese companies expanding their business in India.
Wonderful.
Because I'm so happy to see so many Japanese products, increasing Japanese products in India. And for example, Kikkoman soy sauce. I grew up with Kikkoman soy sauce, and now it is available in India. And I made 2 of the promotional videos.
Which was one of the highest ever videos we've actually seen in our history, in our short 4 years, in India. So I was like, wow, you have a lot of impact.
Thank you. For the audience who don't know, he's also the head of Kikkoman India.
Thank you.
So yeah, that's why we are discussing this. But yeah, thank you so much. And it's nice. Like I love Kikkoman, and now I'm promoting Kikkoman soy sauce to India, which I love. So that's something I'm really enjoying.
Doing what you're loving.
Yes.
So that's actually quite interesting
Yes.
because I also like the philosophy. If you do what you love, then do not maybe be worried about the road.
Yes.
Because the road will open.
I don't have to think about it, but as a nature of me, I think about it. And that marketing side of my business sometimes is quite sustainable because the business never ends, right? So maybe I will not be this character of a YouTuber, but the knowledge that acquired of marketing the Japanese product to Indian market
Can be a huge
advantage.
also.
Yes.
Yeah.
So in future, I am also exploring that side. Also, I like storytelling. So me eating panipuri, that's also a content. But this podcast is all about interviewing interesting people and telling their stories to the audience.
True.
One of my favorite video on my Mayo Japan YouTube channel is interviewing Asha-san, who is Indian lady, 90 years old, 96, I think.
Yeah, I think I watched that, yeah.
So 96 years old, Indian lady, born in Japan and joined INA, Indian National Army.
मेरा नाम आशा है। हम लोग जापान में पैदा, क्योंकि पापा माँ दोनों जापान चले गए थे और वहाँ हिंदुस्तान के आज़ादी के लिए काम कर रहे थे.
So her journey is quite interesting and inspiring. But not many people have made videos on her, and just telling her story to the world was so satisfactory for me because it's inspiring, you know. People should know, people should know. So like journalism aspect of my YouTube channel can be also, you know, improved and grow in future, even though I am not in the frame. So that's also another thing that I want to continue.
I think that's a very interesting point because I was telling you this story the other day. Let's say you have 40 followers on YouTube.
Yeah.
No one's going to watch you. No, seriously. I think there is magic in numbers, right?
Right.
So if I kind of analyze your answer in 3 steps, one is that you are doing what you want to love, right? Secondly, you're doing it in a space between Japan and India where there are relatively fewer, shall we say, players in the market. And you have an advantage because you speak English and Japanese, but most importantly, Hindi very well, right? So those 2 are there. But the third thing is I think that the impact that you have is actually accelerating because you are adding contents, not only your content, so you dancing or you eating whatever or you talking to your fans on YouTube, but you're adding different contents which may be, say, Japanese products, Japanese services, or it doesn't have to be, or anybody who's interesting, or even Indian or Japanese who you'd like to bring to your YouTube show. So that's also accelerating, also expanding. So if I may say, if your life is like this, it's like this, I think this acceleration is going to be just amazing because you cannot imagine.
So.
No, you cannot imagine now, right? But say 5 years down the line, maybe you have 10 products, or we've interviewed 50 people, and then that story of that interesting story will resonate amongst hundreds of thousands or maybe millions of people. So that's amazing. Your life, I think, is very, very bright, if I may say. I really felt that.
Thank you so much, and I will do my best to have a bright future.
You're already doing your best. But I just really thought, because I was, when I was in the taxi coming to this show, I was like, okay, what should I ask her? What should I ask her? But you're here, but if you look at that, you've achieved so much here in the last, first stage or second stage of your life. The next few stages will be exponential, maybe. Huh? Seriously.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, go, Mayo, go.
But I'll do my best. I want to, that's
I
much
think
as
no,
possible.
and I think your fans and all the people who like speaking to you, like hearing about you, like seeing you, will continue to see and enjoy where your road, the less traveled road, will lead to. How many people, Japanese people speak Hindi? Very few, right?
Yeah, very few.
Yeah. So that's I think, and maybe that's a hint for all of the people who are watching our Unexpected Heroes, is that choose something that is unexpected.
Yes.
Choose something that maybe nobody's thinking about.
Yeah.
Choose something that is interesting, but you never know what will happen, but keep at it, and something good may happen.
And do something you like.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So that's, I think, if I summarize my life and give advice, if I may,
Please.
to the younger generations, 2 things. Do what you like and do something different from others. So it's, I think a lot of people say that. It's, commonly
It's easy
told.
to say.
Yeah, but it's not easy to do. And also I was happy because my father used to be a Himalayan climber and he did everything different in his life. He couldn't pass the entrance exam for 3 times.
Wow.
So nowadays it's not common, but when he was younger, he studied extra 3 years to get into the Kyoto University, which is crazy.
Which is one of the most famous
Second,
universities.
second top. But he didn't mind it because he knew that eventually it will open up the door for him. So 3 years extra was not a big deal for him, and doing
So I think
something
maybe
different
to
was
also,
okay.
sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
I think it says don't rush.
Yeah, don't rush.
Don't rush. No need to rush.
Yeah, and like take your own time, do something different, do something you love. So I think that was a great thing that, you know, in my life, and I advise you to do that and encourage others to do it.
Amazing.
I mean, okay, if I add the third point, all my friends are very supportive of me being different from others.
Yeah.
Usually, when a friend is becoming a YouTuber, some people stop you because it's not, you know, stable. It's a gambling, you know. But all my friends are very supportive and trust me. So surround yourself with people who are supportive of challenges and being different. I think that's very important in life.
Just to add a small question,
Did you experience difficulty in this journey, like learning Hindi, coming to India? I mean, it's like we want to hear like people think, okay, I'm here, I have 4 million followers, I have a lot of fans, I have a lot of friends, a lot of supporters. But were there instances in your life that you thought was very difficult?
Actually, no.
wow.
Honestly, well, studying Hindi in the university is easy because you have all the curriculum you have to study. If you have to study yourself, it's going to be difficult. But if you have to go to the school or like university, take classes and study, prepare for the exam, like you eventually learn
Well, you
things,
see,
right?
If I may say, you make it sound so easy.
It was
Like,
easy.
No, but like for me, you see, if your life is like that, you're here. If this is easy, what's gonna happen here? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And then the exponential growth will happen. No, but it's very interesting for me to hear because we like to hear, this was so difficult, this was so challenging, this is so great. But then actually, no, right? It's kind of like for you, it's being quite natural.
I think I like working hard. That's number one thing.
You workaholic.
Yeah. So the biggest happiness in life for me is work from morning till night very hard and go to bed feeling, okay, I did great today. So that was my biggest satisfaction. So I like working, I like achieving, and I'm doing something I like, so I want to do it a lot.
But that's a big hint for a lot of our listeners and people who are watching this channel, right? Because if you're positive, if you love what you're doing, you have a lot of supporters, you work hard and sleep with the same feeling, tomorrow I'll also work hard, then you might all become a YouTuber.
Yeah, try.
That's an amazing story.
Yeah.
Thank you, Masa.
Thank you so much.
Was this is what you expected? Was this okay? This is
Yeah.
quite interesting story. Huh?
Yeah, I think it was
I think a lot
nice.
of our followers will learn something new today.
I hope so, and thank you for asking good questions.
No,
yeah, it was
I
fun.
was very
fun conversation.
I will have to start to think of maybe finding something for me, which is something like you, where because I also have many issues and problems and all of this, And,
Really?
and failures and mistakes and all of that. But you sounded like make it so easy. So I think, okay, maybe I have to change my thinking. Maybe it's a good thinking for
But
me.
I think that's because you challenge more. Well, we'll get to it
Okay.
in your interview. So for now, thank you so much for watching. So on this podcast, we interview interesting people. Please like and subscribe and comment.
And share it with your friends.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We want to grow a community of interesting people.
Yes. So thank you so much for watching.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.